friends, welcome to Gyan Gurukul. Today we will learn about various types of isoquants. Okay, so when we say about isoquant, we basically mean a curve that shows various combinations of two factors of production, say labor and capital, that will give the producer a certain fixed level of output. Okay, say this is the isoquant. Okay, so here in the y-axis we have taken capital denoted by K, and in the x-axis we are taking labor, okay, denoted by L, right? Now take a point in this isoquant, okay, say this point, right? Now this point is showing certain amount of labor, okay, certain amount of labor and certain amount of capital, say K1, right? Now this is a combination where we are using K1 amount of capital and L1 amount of labor, that is giving the producer a certain level of output. Let's say the amount of output is say 10 units, right? 10 units, okay. Now take another point in this curve, okay, say this point, right? Here the amount of labor is higher than before, right? Now the amount of labor is L2, right? And the amount of capital is K2. Now K2 is lower than K1, right? Now here we are taking L2 and K2, right? This is another combination, okay. See, this was the previous combination, let's name it A. So the A combination was how much? K1 amount of capital and L1 amount of labor, and it led the producer to produce 10 units of output. Clear? Now we have moved from point A to point B, right? Point A to point B, where the producer is using L2 amounts of capital, which is higher than before, and K2 amount of capital, which is lower than before, right? L2 amount of labor and K2 amount of capital. Now this will also give the producer the same level of output, that is 10 units of output, right? This will also give the producer the same level of output, right? So throughout this curve, take any point, okay, take any point, all these points will give you a certain specific amount of labor and capital, or a specific combination of labor and capital, that will give the producer exactly 10 amounts of output, okay, that will give him the exactly 10 units of output. Clear? So isoquant shows various combinations of two factors of production that will give the producer a certain level of output. Clear? Now this is a specific type of isoquant, okay. In most of our analysis we will see this kind. So this is a particular type of isoquant which we see when there is substitutability between both the two factors of production up to a certain point, okay. When there is substitutability, there is continuously, we see from here to here, continuously there we find there is substitutability between both the two factors, that is labor and capital, right? But beyond them, beyond a certain point, you cannot substitute one for other, okay. Beyond a certain point, actually you cannot substitute one for other. Why? Let's see, let's take a point here, okay. Let's take a point here. Now see, though amount of labor increase is very high, okay, though the amount of labor used is very high, but the amount of capital used is very low, okay. The amount of capital used is very low. Now with such a uh, you know such a combination of labor and capital, where labor is very high but the capital or the amount of capital used is very low, in that case what happens? The effectiveness of the production process fell down, okay. The effectiveness of production process fell down sharply. That is why the amount of production falls, okay. The amount of production falls, or therefore uh, the our that the curve that shows all the points that would give him the same level of production or same level of output. Now in that case, this output would be less than that amount of output, okay. If we reduce capital to a certain minimum level, beyond a certain minimum level, then it would not be able to give us the that very same level of output. It would not be able to give us the amount of output that we found in point B, that we found in point A, or that we found in any other point throughout this curve, right? That is why beyond the level, substitutability is not possible. Now see, this is a new form of a new type of isoquant, okay. Here the isoquant is a straight line, okay, a straight line that touches both the two axes. Clear? Now what this means? Okay, see here both the two factors of production are perfectly substitutable. Okay, the two factors of production are perfectly substitutable. Okay, what that means? Okay, now that means that you can substitute the entire amount of one commodity to increase the amount of the other commodity, right? What you can do, suppose you were at a position here. Okay, you were a producer and you how much you were uh, using labor, you are using labor L1, right? And you were also using capital K1. Here this is the point. Now say this, name this point as C. Okay, now from, let's suppose you move from point C to point A. Okay, now what happens at this point? At this point you are using, suppose this is point A, that means you are using OA amount of capital. Okay, you are using OA amount of capital. And how much amount of labor you are using? See at this point how much amount of labor you are using? Zero, right? At this point you are using zero amount of labor. Clear? That means this is the production process where you can entirely substitute the other factor of production, right? In that case, when you move from point C to point A, the amount of labor that was previously being used was completely substituted by capital, right? The amount of labor that was the producer were previously using is completely subsidized, not subsidized, sorry, is completely substituted by capital. Okay, so in those production process where you can produce the amount of the commodity, okay, even with only a particular factor of production, right? Even with a particular factor of production, only in that case we see perfect substitutability, right? We can see perfect substitutability. That means we can perfectly substitute one factor for another. Similarly, the other way we can also say, if from C, let's suppose the producer moves to point B. Okay, from C the producer moves to point B. In that case, amount of labor is being used is OB. OB amount of labor has been used, and how much amount of capital use? Capital use is zero, right? Capital use is zero. Okay, so this is another possibility. And in what sense? In when the factors are perfectly substitutable, right? So we got two forms of indifference curve. One is a kind of rectangular hyperbola, which was possible when both the two factors of production are limited substitutable. Okay, and when they are perfectly substitutable, then what type of what type of isocon we get? We get a straight line like this. Okay, we get a straight line like this joining both the two axes here. Now let's move to another new form of isocon. Clear? Let me draw one. This is our y-axis, this is our x-axis, and this is capital, and this is labor, right? Now the new form of isoquant is somewhat like this. Okay, sorry, this new form of isoquant would be like this. Okay, yes. Now this is another form of isoquant, right? Let me denote this point as point A, right? This point A. Now see, this kind of isoquant we see when both the two factors of production are perfect complements, right? When both the two factors of production are perfect complements. Clear? So we know that when in case of complements we use both the two factors or both the two products together. Okay, in case of complements we use both the two products or the two factors together. Okay, now when it becomes a perfect complements or perfectly complementary, right? When it becomes perfectly complementary, in that case you cannot substitute some amounts of the other and increase the amount of other. Okay, see what happens in substitution. In substitution, say labor and capital, we must decrease the amount of one commodity to increase the increase the amount of the other factor, right? We must decrease the amount of one factor in order to increase the amount of the other factor, right? in our previous two types of indifference curve, we have seen that. Clear? Now in that case, in case of complements, you cannot do this. Okay, you can never do this, right? Complements are those where you in order to increase one, you have to increase the other factor or the other product as well. Okay, complements are those where in order to increase the labor, okay, if you increase labor, you have to increase capital as well. Okay, in order to increase labor, you have to increase capital as well, right? That is why when the producer was producing at these 2 points, say K1 and L1, right? Moving from any of this point would do no better for him, because you cannot substitute one factor for another, right? You cannot substitute one factor for another. Say you increase the amount of labor from L1 to L2. Okay, you increase L1 from L2 here, but it would do nothing for him. Okay, it cannot increase the productivity of the factor. Okay, it cannot increase the amount produced. Why? Because you also have to increase the amount of capital as well. Okay, in order to increase production, you also have to increase capital as well, right? Because they are complements. You cannot use one thing, one factor without the help of other factor, right? You cannot use that. That is why in case of complements, we find this kind of a isoquant where the producer produces only at one point, and that point is this one. Okay, that point is this point. Your point A. That point is point A, right? Now this is another new type of isoquant which is called a kinked isoquant. Okay, a kinked isoquant, right? Now this is a more realistic form of isoquant that believes that there is only a limited substitutability between both the two factors of production. Now what do you mean by limited substitutability? It means that there are only certain specific combinations of labor and capital, right? Only certain specific combinations of labor and capital that would give the producer a specific amount of output. Clear? Now see, suppose this is one point, right? This is one point, named that as point A. Clear? Then suppose this is another point and I name it as point B, right? Then suppose this is the point C, and this is another point D, right? Now when I join all these points, right, when I join all these points, I got a curve like this, right? When I join all this point, I got a curve like this, right? Now here the production is possible only at the kinks of the curve. Okay, production is possible only at the kinks of this curve, right? At this particular point, production is possible. Then throughout the line here, at any point, let me take another color. See, throughout this curve, at any point, production is not possible, right? From A to B, okay, from A to B, right, from A to B, production is not possible at any other point. Only when we reach point B, okay, only when we reach point B, at B, production is possible. Clear? At point B, production is possible. Then from B, let's come to point C, right? Now in between B and C, here also production is not possible, right? Only at point C, production is possible, right? Similarly, from C, let's come to point D. Here also, throughout this range CD, production is not possible. Only at point D, production is possible. Okay, that means we got 4 points. We got 4 points, that is A, B, C and D, right? A, B, C and D. These are the 4 points which gives certain combinations of labor and capital, right? These are the 4 points A, B, C, D. This gives the producer for different combinations of labor and capital that would give him the same level of output. Okay, only at point A, B, C, D, if the producer produces only at these points, only then he gets a certain specific amount of output, right? He can produce in between any point between A and B. Yes, it is not that he cannot produce, he can produce, but his production or the output would not identical. Okay, the output he receives would not be identical as A, B, C and D. Okay, if he produces at any point between A, B, C and D, the output would not be identical to all these points. Okay, so in this type of indifference curve, only at the kings of the curve, okay, only where the curve bends like this, okay, only at those kings production will give the if only at that points the employer or the producer produces, then the output would be identical, right? So this is called the kinged isoquant. Okay, this is called the kinged isoquant. See, why we call it limited substitutability? Because you can substitute labor and capital in specific forms. Okay, you can substitute labor and capital from A to, when you come to B, this much of you can substitute, right? From B, when you come to C, this much of labor and capital you can substitute. See, what happens in case of continuous substitutability throughout a range? Sorry for my English. Okay, see here, when we see this kind of conventional isoquant, see, you can substitute labor and capital from this point. Okay, if you move from this point to say this point, you can substitute. Then from slightly you follow, okay, so slightly you come down, you can again substitute. I mean, throughout whole this curve you can substitute one commodity for another, right? By substituting one, sorry, not commodity, by substituting one factor for another, you can move throughout this curve, right? Throughout any point, any point. But here you cannot produce at any point. Production at any point will not give you the same level of output, but here in this curve, production at any point will give you exactly perfectly same amount of output. Okay, production at any point throughout this curve will give you exactly same amount of output, while here production at only point A, B, C and D will give you the same level of output. And that is why we call this a continuous substitutability, and we call this a limited substitutability. So what are the four types of curve we got? One for continuous substitutability, we got this convex shape curve, isoquant. Then for the perfect substitutes, we got this kind of isoquant, right? And for complements, perfect complements, we got this type of isoquant, right, where only production is possible at only at this point. And for where there is limited substitutability, we got this kind of king isoquant. Okay, we got this kind of king isoquant. And in reality, we generally see that isoquants are generally like this, okay, like the king set. That is, in case of production, you cannot get a continuous range of substitutable between the two factors of production. There will be some specific points here. Okay, thank you.